Scott Morrison speaking to Ben Fordham.
Politics can be a tough and brutal business.
And the question of the
that.
positioning of the Liberal Party going forward, there are some saying they need to be more conservative, others saying they need to appeal to the moderates more. Where do you stand?
Well, Ben, I'm going to support the new leadership in the direction they're taking. And I think you've always got to be true to your values, and I've always sought to do that.
Tell me about the moment that you phoned Anthony Albanese on Saturday night, because when we hear that, and I think it's a great sign of our democracy that you can be head to head and you can be going at each other, and then the moment you realise, okay, the election result is in, the other guy's won, you pick up the phone and you have a conversation. Can you give us a bit of an insight into what happens at a time like that?
It's dignified, it's respectful, and it's professional, as you'd expect it to be. I wished him well. He wished Jenny and I well, and then he moves immediately into, making his arrangements.
What happens now as far as your arrangements are concerned? Because it strikes me that you've got a home in Canberra, a home in Sydney, you've got offices in Canberra and Sydney and Brisbane and Melbourne. Logistically, there's a big adjustment going on in your life right now.
Well, there is, and there's a lot to do in that period of time. But people have big adjustments happen in their lives all the time. So I'm not sort of dwelling too much on that. We're just getting on with it. And yes, we've sort of tidied up things down there in Canberra. A bit more to do. So Anthony is able, new PMs are able to move in as soon as he can, and certainly into the lodge. And we've got a little bit more time under the normal rules to make the arrangements to get back to the Shire. We're looking forward to doing that. I'm looking forward to spending time back in my electorate who haven't seen me as much as many other members because of the responsibilities I've had, and they've been tremendously supportive of me in my electorate of Cook. And so I continue on as the member for Cook and be able to support a lot of those things happening locally, and looking forward to doing that.
How long can we expect you to hang around in federal politics?
Well, I've got no plans to go anywhere, Ben. As I just said, I'm going back to the Shire and re-establishing our life back there, getting the girls back into their routine. I've just dropped them off at school this morning, and that's looking forward to being a dad again. It's been a while since I've been able to spend as much time as I would have liked with the family.
So you're back doing the school run?
Yeah, I am, mate. I am.
I thought it was funny the other day. I was reading an ad for Uber and explaining to people how you can make a bit of extra cash on top of your job, and you sent a message through saying maybe that's something for me.
I said, what times you'd pick up, Ben? What's your... Look, you've got to, in these jobs, you take the good with the bad, Ben. And, you treat victory and defeat often with the imposters that they are. 3 years ago, we were celebrating a great coalition victory, and it was. And it gave us the opportunity to do some wonderful things for the country, of which we're very proud of. 3 years later, the country's moved in a different direction. That's the nature of politics. That's the nature of our democracy. I've never been one to get terribly flattered in victory, nor pessimistic in defeat. And I think you've got to look both of those things in the same way and keep your head. And my faith and my family has always enabled me to keep a very measured outlook on life.
So I suppose that leads to the question, how are you? At a time like this, it's natural that people wonder, how are you? How are you coping? I mean, we know that you're tough. You've been in politics for what feels like a lifetime, but have you had moments where you've felt the anguish of what happened over the weekend?
I wouldn't describe it as the anguish, Ben. Of course, you're supported strongly by your family and your friends and those who've been around you for a long time. And I appreciate that. But at the same time, you're just very humbled by the opportunities that you've had. You can dwell on defeat, or you can dwell on the things that led you to go and do what you did and what you're able to do while you were there. And that's just the way I've always tried to look at life, Ben. I mean, you live every day, you take every opportunity you can to try and achieve what you're looking to achieve for the country, and that's what I've done. So I leave not with regrets, but with a great sense of gratitude to the people of Australia and to your listeners, Ben, as I said, over a long time. And to Ray's and everyone else's, I've appreciated the opportunity and the support that I've regularly had from your listeners.
We also appreciate the sacrifices made by your wife, Jenny, and also your daughters, because that is another element of the whole thing. We wish you the best of luck, and no doubt we'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks a lot.
That is Scott Morrison, the former Prime Minister, speaking live with 2GB's Ben Fordham. That interview has just wrapped up. We missed the top of that, so we'll try and turn a little of that around as soon as we can.